not connecting.
Okay, hold on, Meri. Stay right there. Hey, everyone. We are live, and this is the Wendi Cooper Show, Speaking of Age. And today my guest is going to absolutely be Meri Frischman, although she's in complete denial because she can't get logged on. And Lori Klieman is here too, and she's in the green room waiting. But because we're live, and I really wanted to start the show on time, Meri, we're going to do this live.
Yeah.
Okay, so Meri, when you click on the link that I sent you, what appears?
No, I don't think we should do this because it's just not working. So I don't know why it's not working, but it's not working. Why don't we just, you and I, talk like this and let Lori, we'll all talk together this way.
Oh, well, that's an idea. Okay.
Yeah, because it's just, maybe it's my computer here, but something's just not working. So.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to,
we don't have to waste time.
Okay, hold on. I just have you. I'm holding you up next to my microphone then. But I do need. I'm going to add a. What?
Wendi, you and I can do FaceTime.
No, we can't do that.
Oh. Okay.
Well, maybe we can. Hold on. iPhone, FaceTime. Yeah, but then I'm going to be. Meri, are you there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but the audio is going to be weird. But okay, here's Meri. Hold on one second. Here's Meri. Okay, Lori, I'm bringing you into the show. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There you are. Okay, now.
Bye.
Now we have. Okay, wait, where'd she go?
Now she's on pause.
Now she's on pause.
Yeah.
Okay, don't be on pause.
Good morning.
Oy vey.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. See, there's Meri.
Hi.
Everyone.
I see. Hi.
Hi. Good morning.
Okay, so don't mind us, but it would have been a lot better the other way. Okay, so Meri, I'm going to put you right here in front of me so I can just talk to you in front of me.
You look beautiful anyway. That's all that counts.
Oh, well, we're going to have to get your computer figured out if we're going to keep doing this. Lori, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, Wendi and Meri.
Okay, so this is the problem, is that this one, she can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because I have you here.
This is challenging.
This is ridiculous. Okay, so Meri, not too sure that this is going to work because Lori can't hear you.
I know. So you want to just do it with Lori? That's fine.
I can hear her.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Speak up. I can hear her. Yeah. Speak up, Meri. Now I can.
Okay. All right. So welcome everybody. Let me pull up my agenda so I can get the right people on. Lori Klieman. Hey, Lori, for those people listening that have never seen the show before, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes.
And we'll go from there.
Okay. Hi. So my name is Lori Klieman, and I am a life and positive aging coach and speaker. I work with women around their relationship to aging, and I consider myself a pro-aging, positive aging advocate, and love this work. So Wendi and Meri and I connected on Instagram, which we've talked a little bit about, and I'm sure we'll discuss more, but that's just a little bit about myself, and here I am. So
thank you, Lori. Yeah, Lori's awesome. I got to spend a bunch of time with Lori this past week, and it was, excuse me, it was really, really, really awesome. Especially for two people who really didn't know each other very well.
No.
We certainly know each other intimately.
Yes, we do. Can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, it looked that way.
Okay, so hey, Meri, I'm going to bring your name up on the screen, and I'm going to try to do something here. So stand by. Hold on. I'm going to bring up. Where's your name? Sorry, everybody, but when you're live, you're live. There you are. No, here you are. Okay, here's your name. Now here, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go single screen. Hold on. No, that's you. This is me. Okay, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Hi guys, my name is Meri Frischman. I am the Pro-Age Woman on Instagram, and I have been creating a community of pro-agers, which is aging with positivity and strength and visibility and relevance, and I have a lot to talk about because a lot has been going on.
Yep. And this I know. And I'm going to go back to here. I'm wendicooper, and I am on Instagram. I am ageless. That's with an underscore after I am. And, I was thinking about that the other day, you guys. Is that like being a little like, is that like being egotistical, having a handle saying I am ageless? Should I change that?
I don't think so. I like it. I think it sounds confident and proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with Meri on that.
Okay, great. So, all right. So let's dive in because we all met through Instagram. I actually am not. I'm a pro-aging advocate, but what I do for a living is basically direct-to-consumer marketing and creative development, and I'm really starting to think that I want to really focus in on the mature market and start kind of like marketing myself as the person to go to do mature marketing for mature products. Like my last week's guest, Lori, which was cool. What's her? Jack. She has a whole website that is focused on people over 45. Right? Definitely needing my help. That kind of thing. So this is all coming about, but I did talk to Lori about this when we were together last week. It's like I never really talk about what I do. I just have this show and people are like, oh, you got a great show, but your guests are awesome. It's like, what about me? Yeah.
Speaking of that, Wendy, it's a great idea because there have been people contacting me, with their pages being just about that.
Well, you should really.
Your audience.
Yes, you can. I really, I've been thinking about it for a while now. And, I'm trying to reinvent myself also by finding gigs because everything I always did in marketing was whether it was developing websites, campaigns, concept, all the way to consumer, back-end logistics, how you ship your product, how you package your product, how you come up with your brand, what's your brand narrative, all of that, your design, your creative. It's just something that I've always been doing for 28 years, but I did it ubiquitously for really didn't think about generations. And now nobody really is focusing on how we want to be spoken to in marketing, right? So if you, Meri, send them my way because that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That's a perfect idea for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's something that I know I'll be actually, oh, there we go. It's the Wendicooper Show, everybody. No, sorry. I'm really trying to manage this. Okay, so let's start with Meri. Meri, you did a bunch of things this week or since we've talked last month.
Yeah.
Why don't you go through what's up and what's new and what's happening? And then Lori will talk about she's got a bunch of stuff coming up also. And we'll go from there.
Okay, so about a month and a half ago, I was contacted by this community of women. It's a community as well as an office space for women only. And they wanted to now, this is so interesting also for you, Wendy, they wanted to start to reach us of this community, and they really sort of didn't know how, because most of their clients are millennials, members are millennials, and maybe a little bit older than that, but not our demographic. So they reached out to me to create a breakfast with them, and they sponsored it. And I reached out to my audience, and they responded really, really well. Yeah. So I was allowed up to 20 women, and I had about that, and it was so unbelievable to me. We just hung around, we had conversations about aging, about aging out, aging in, reinvention, just such an interesting conversation that they want to keep these events going. So, which was so amazing to me, and they were from all spheres of industry and still working, not working, looking to find what they
Wendy,
can
look.
add to the world at this stage.
Oh, you're getting a call.
And really, we could have sat there for hours having this conversation. That's how cool it was. And of course, we couldn't. We had an hour and a half. And I've been continuing the conversations with them via emails. And now we're going to try to do some events in the evening at the Wing, which is the community and workspace, which is absolutely beautiful. And there's 3 in New York. They're creating 2 more. There's 1 in LA, 1 in San Francisco. They're, going throughout the country now. And we're going to start creating events and also building an intergenerational line of thinking, which I find so fascinating. So that's where I've all of a sudden started to head in that direction. I've really been enjoying it.
I think that we should try to organize one of those here.
Yes, but no.
Absolutely.
I have some ideas to talk to you about. So, we could definitely do that as well as your marketing idea.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And we can also if they're game, I'll just have them also on the show and they can talk about what they're doing with Wing and all that good stuff.
That would be amazing. Okay.
Yeah, well, of course, I don't see why not. But awesome. That sounded like a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And maybe you could do an event, there, which would be, for them. Which
Yeah.
would be really cool. You'd really enjoy it. It was just so much fun.
My really old left arm is getting tired.
Can you switch? Switch.
I'm looking at Lori, tell us about what's happening with you. I'm going to change this to your name and I'm going to put you as a single screen so I can figure out how to hold Meri up.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll wait for Wendi to discuss our incredible experience together last week. And I'm sure, wait, so can Meri hear me as I'm talking? Oh, we don't even know. All right. This weekend, I will tell you that I'm headed to do something really fun. I'm going to the convention center downtown Los Angeles to experience an event called the Powerful You Experience. And I was invited by my BFF, since we're 11, who is also a coach, and we're going to go and have a downtown Los Angeles experience for a couple days. And there are some fantastic speakers. We're gonna, I think maybe the top is Glennon Doyle, who's an author and speaker and fantastic. And I
can't wait. I can't hear Lori at all.
Oh, you can't hear
yeah,
me.
well, that's because
right. Just leave it. You just go over it, okay? So I know what she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hold on. You know what I'm going to try? Hold on. Let me take these out of my ears. Okay, stand by.
All right, Wendi, can you
Lori,
hear
keep
me?
talking.
All right.
So
So
now I can hear you. Hold on. I got to change my audio input. I am so sorry, everyone, but oh, that's not the audio.
this must be so entertaining. We're not. Yeah. So we are headed there for the week. All right. Now what's good now?
That's good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now can Meri hear me?
Yes. Hi, Lori.
Yes. Hi. Okay, so in that little blink, in that period of time, I just shared that I'm going to an event in downtown Los Angeles at the convention center this weekend. That's a weekend of called the Powerful You Experience, and it's a lot of speakers and breakout sessions. And as a coach and a lover of all things that have to do with inspiring our greatest lives, I'm super excited about that. and look forward to meeting some new people and hope there's an opportunity to connect with, some of us older, over 50 women who I might be able to, engage in some of our great conversations with. So I will report back on that.
Okay,
And
this is Lori, this is the reason that people have to hire me. Here's the reason. If you could see what I have stacked up in front of my computer.
oh my God.
Meri, I am a problem solver.
You're a problem solver, Wendi. Yes.
But now people can't see me. They can only see you.
I can see you. I can see you. There we go. Okay. Now we're all together.
There we go. Okay.
Yes. All right. So that I was just mentioning, Wendi, where I was going to be, but I don't need to say it a third time.
No,
it won't be so interesting for the third time.
Sponsoring that event.
Meri, I do not know the answer to that question. It's called the Powerful You Experience. And I actually don't know much about it. I personally know one of the speakers, and I was invited as a guest, and I actually haven't even really done any of the, I haven't really looked over too much of it. And actually, aside from just seeing Glennon Doyle, who was the main draw, a friend of mine is a speaker, and other than that, I didn't know anybody. So we'll see, but we're going to stay downtown and just do a downtown Los Angeles experience. So we'll see.
That's very cool. Can you hear me all right? Because I have this microphone plugged in. Okay.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that Lori ordered a LumiSpa to use her face, and she ordered it. She was so excited about it, and now it's sitting at the post office.
Yeah, in Woodland Hills, and I have to wait until Monday. I am very excited about this this product, and I cannot wait to try it because Wendy's skin is so beautiful, and I do not typically, I'm not one to typically go, oh, all right, I'll try it, but the way your skin looks is so beautiful, and the way that you talked about the transformation from before to after, I absolutely had to. So I will.
What Lori's really saying is never get in a car with me for an hour and a
half. Or spend 7 hours. Lots of things can happen in that time. Wendi, I think that we should talk about the experience last week because it was incredibly profound on many, many levels. So would you like to?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I want you to start talking about it since it had to do with you. And then I definitely want to share my experience of it. So.
Okay. So Ben Winkler, who is Ben Winkler Photography on Instagram, he basically, and I interviewed him about a month ago. The show is on YouTube, and it's also probably if you scroll down on Facebook, you can see it. It was a wonderful interview. Anyway, he's just one of these people that we've all kind of met through Instagram as far as the over 50 kind of tribe or pro-aging people that are on Instagram and coming together. And Ben he's a photographer, and he loves to photograph evolved women, as he would put it. And so in just setting it up a little bit, because it's not something I would normally get out of my comfort zone like that to do, Ben has a new project coming up, and it's called Scars. And he hadn't shot anybody for it yet. And since I'm a cancer survivor, I have quite a few scars on my body. I'm an ovarian cancer survivor, not breast cancer, but I did have prophylactic mastectomies with many, many, many reconstructions because of problems I had and other things also. So I offered myself up to this total stranger. And 2 days before I was going, so this was kind of like a test subject for Ben because he hadn't shot this category or topic yet. And Ben is right up here. He's about an hour and a half away from Lori and I. I called Lori, and Lori and I had only had lunch once together. And I asked her if she would go with me. I don't know. I just needed the moral support. I just needed somebody to be there with me. And she also had had contact with Ben in the past. So I thought maybe she would be really great, and she would be, and she was. So needless to say that it was an incredible experience. And thank you for sharing it with me, Lori, and being so supportive. I did none of the photos that represent the scars or the topic will be revealed until Ben actually does his exhibit of them. So it's not something that anybody is going to be able to find. But the behind the scenes photos, most of them, if not all of them, Lori took. And some of them can be extremely revealing, which we do not reveal because we just don't. They're that revealing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I kept telling Lori as I was in this one setup, I kept saying to everybody, I feel like the boy with a feather that is like famous painting, right? And nobody was laughing.
I was later.
And then I sent, well, you can get here. I think I can.
No, and then when you sent the message to me with the picture, then it was extremely funny.
Because it was exactly like, my belly was hanging a little bit. I was in the exact same position, the lighting, everything was, so it was really funny. But it was for someone like me, and I think why I agreed to do it, and I think why Ben wanted me to do it, and I'm not speaking for Ben, was because I explained to Ben when I first talked to him that it's not about the outward scars, because no one sees my scars. You don't see my scars. They're covered by clothes all the time. But it's the scars that are left internally, the scars that are left emotionally, the scars that you live with. When I take my clothes off, I see them. I'm reminded of them every day. And I'm reminded of the journey and the path and all of the stuff that came along with them. And that's really kind of what the importance of the project is it's beautiful photography depicting permanent scars that then one has to live with, but it's the emotional scarring that is the most difficult thing usually to live with. So getting me out of my comfort zone, which Lori has said to Meri, boy, did Wendi get out of her comfort zone. That was so funny.
Okay.
How did it feel? The whole thing, like from beginning to end. Weren't you nervous about it, or looking forward to it, hesitant? I mean, it's amazing that you could be that free.
Yes, I feel that it was extremely amazing because I'm not even that free with my friends. I mean, I'm not. I don't belong to a gym where you can take a shower because I'm not going to get naked in front of people, right? And I think that's why Lori, I think that's why I also invited you. Mm-hmm. I asked you to come along was because it wasn't somebody I've known for a long time. It wasn't somebody that was going to remember when I went through it, be reminiscing about, remember when you were bald, or remember when you were 25 pounds even heavier than you are now, or, there was no judgment. Shannon was there with Ben, and she was awesome. Lori took these beautiful photos of Shannon actually putting paint on me. I'm not going to say where, but putting paint on me. But those behind the scenes photos of Shannon holding up, they're so beautiful. Her just on me and pulling down my making so the photograph was right. I felt more attached to those, to that experience than a lot of it. Hi, actually listening. I think, hey Ben, say hi to Ben, everybody.
Hi Ben. Okay, I'd love to share my experience of this day. So when Wendi asked me to come and join her, for me, who values like intimate connection, like above so many other things, the opportunity to come and be invited into this incredibly vulnerable, open, emotional kind of space was such a huge honor that I didn't even have to think about it. I said yes immediately. And to be able to meet Ben and to just have the experience was nothing I even had to consider. And so Wendi and I get in the car together and we've got this drive and we continue to, chat and get to know each other. And when we got to Ben's and we all kind of, said hello and started to, get kind of organized for the day, Wendi was, she very quickly, had to disrobe and be exposed. And so here we are in this environment with 4 people who really don't know each other, but we are experiencing each other from the inside out, as I say. This is not the way that you even experience some of the most intimate people in your life. So it was extremely, for me, like it was a profound experience. And then to be witnessing it from behind the scenes, I loved it so much. And so it was kind of natural to take those pictures and to be loving. That's what I was seeing in those pictures. And I realized that Wendi started out and she was just a little slightly self-conscious, as anybody would be. But as the day unfolded, first of all, as the day unfolded, by the time the day ended, she was just basically walking around practically naked, like, here I am, which just goes to show that it's because we're not used to being like that, you feel self-conscious. But in an environment where it's so welcomed and safe, it became comfortable more comfortable, Wendi, right? Would you say that would be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what happened towards when I put on the second outfit, right? The first set of photos was really more ethereal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That play.
Right. Yeah.
The second one was I put on more makeup, I put my hair up, and I put on kind of funky clothes, and we did our thing. I had to remove myself. I had to become like an art direction, creative kind of, what is it that, Ben needs for this? And so that it helped me because it's kind of what I do. I direct people and so I had to like really listen to Ben but yet at the same time, I was never extremely comfortable. I just appeared to everybody that I was comfortable because, hey, what are you going to do? It's like, sure, shoot me and then cover up. No, it's like,
right.
Hey.
But at some point, Wendi, there was a point at which you were laying on the, on the floor and things were happening around you. And you to me, for moments of time, it looked as if you surrendered to the experience and you were almost in like a meditative state. That's it. And I think it was more like you had just surrendered to the experience. And this is truly an experience that will stay with me forever. I almost feel like I don't have enough words to express the beauty of it. And it was just, it was really tremendous. And I think
it was a great combination, Lori, of people's personalities between Shannon and Ben and you.
Uh-huh.
It was, the comfort zone was full of pillows.
Yeah.
I came out of this extreme comfort zone and into this very uncomfortable comfort zone. But then it became, it was like walking in pillows. And so it was really awesome. So I think my takeaway from all of it is I highly recommend, really, really going outside of that comfort zone and not always assuming that you can't do something or that there's beauty, like I don't feel so beautiful in that situation, but you guys made me feel beautiful. Made me feel beautiful. So I was totally cool with that. And I can't wait for everybody when the time comes to really see this project, because it's going to be beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, by the way. Thank you. It's an
Yes.
honor part of it.
Yeah.
So
How
anyway.
did you feel driving back home? What were you thinking,
Oh, we were totally wasted. We weren't thinking. We were just
they were. They were, you know what? I don't even remember what we talked about coming home.
I think we talked more about the Luma spa. We talked more about the skin and the this and the that. We were so past everything. I think we had kind of talked out our wonderful experience. And
yeah.
Really not talking. We were just talking girl stuff on the way home, but it was a great coming together, for sure. So, and but I highly recommend. I'm just going to say, if you need anything or you want to work with a photographer, that's really awesome and calm and not that demanding. So that's Ben Winkler.com. You can see all of his work at benwinkler.com. Of really beautiful work there. So anyway,
I just saw that he's coming to New York, I think around the week after Memorial Day.
I don't know. I don't know Ben's schedule. But I think that, and that'd be great. You should connect with him.
Yeah, I probably will. Hi, Ben. Yes, I probably will. I don't know if I'll do those shots, but say hello.
Well, yeah, that's a project, but I'm sure that there's other things that you should at least, maybe try to connect. So, what else is happening?
Wendi. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, volleyball, you go.
All right. I think that I would love for you to talk a little bit about the book that I started to listen to, the 3 Score and More.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I had mentioned to you, I think I sent a message to both of you this week that I had an opportunity to have I have opportunities to have all kinds of great conversations, which is my favorite thing. And I spoke with a woman who's a friend and happens to be family last week. And we had a really interesting conversation about discussing aging, not just in terms of the, all the fun things that we're connected to and talking about being engaged in our lives and the things that we're doing to live these wonderful, active lives. But she and I were talking about being a little bit discussing more the realities of aging, like the things that are happening alongside the fun we're all having, like the things that are happening in our bodies and the way older people are treated in our society today. And I think sometimes that we have this incredible community. And one of the things that I love is that this community that we have on Instagram and, outside of it a little bit, we are talking about redefining aging. And we're talking about it in terms of really changing the discussions and what life looks like. And so I think that's really, that's been fantastic. And I think it's also, great, Wendi. And I also really want us to be not skirting over any of the realities that are happening. And Wendi and I had started to discuss that too, which is addressed very much so in this wonderful book that Wendi has recommended. And I just downloaded it and started to read it. And I'm going to let Wendi talk a little bit more about that. But I think there's some solutions to some of the frustrations and the things that are happening. And listen, we are, in our 50s and 60s, and we may have physical things that we're going through and the realities of getting older. And yet we have an opportunity to really be more proactive in making some significant and important changes to support ourselves as we go beyond that, because it's going to happen. And I think that a lot of the work that we're all doing and a lot of this that we're so passionate about is making some of those changes that are going to support a whole new society of aging people. So
yeah, Lori, that's awesome. Meri, it's called 3Score and More.
3Score and More. Okay.
Yeah, and the author is Alan Weiss.
Okay.
It's funny, I spelled his name wrong the first time I posted.
Oh, you did? I didn't see that. Yeah.
It's actually my maiden name, Weiss.
Right.
Oh.
Is it spelled like that? W-E-I-S-S?
W-E-I-S-S. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's funny Mary's mentioning this because it came up a little bit at this event, and I call it like, let's get real, about aging. That's like my new thing now. Let's get real about aging. I mean, there are days when I just want to lay around in the morning and I'm a little slower to get up. I need like a couple of hours and I hang out and have coffee. And where, even 10 years ago, as you guys know, I'm 67, even 10 years ago, I was up and out, gym and tennis and whatever. But now it takes me a little longer. And, there are a lot of issues. With aging. I guess always there are issues with aging, even when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s. But, I've slowed up. I did the event, and the next day I was wiped out because, it's a lot of conversation, it's a lot of thought, it's a lot of, concern about how it's going to turn out. It was my first big one, so it was very exciting. But also anxiety producing, although the one positive about the aging side is that I said, if it doesn't turn out that well, it doesn't. I sort of have an attitude which lightens the load. It was like, what am I going to do? I can't change that, but if I put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, and it turned out better than I had hoped. So, but in doing it, I was white the next day. So, I've learned how, and I think, Lori, this is a part of what you were saying as well. I've learned how to manage it a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Do I wake up saying, oh, wow, I'm so happy that I have to manage things, and I have to get in bed a little earlier the night before to make it happen the next day. That doesn't make me feel great, and it can make me feel older.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to get myself up and out, and I start talking to myself, and I start replacing those negative thoughts, and I say, yes, you could let all that take over, but I don't want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make this happen, and I want to help others, make these changes in their life, and I want to bring this community together. So, I'm propelled so forward with this. I was saying to somebody, it's like the wind is behind my back, and it just keeps moving me along. So, obviously, it means something very important to me, because there are times I say, oh, you know what, screw this. Why am I doing this? It just it can make me a little more tired, but the positivity of it and the community of women, and I met these amazing women the other day, as well as you guys, and that all has made it worthwhile. So, but we do have to talk about the limitations. There are limitations, or how to address the limitations and still move forward anyway. You know, Wendi and I have discussed, 50s versus 60s and 67, there's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
My energy level was totally different 10 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I'm ready to sit in the rocking chair, but it does change, and my body's changed, and my face has changed, and so do I think about those things? Absolutely. Do I get down about it? Absolutely. There are times I do. And then I say, okay, push that aside. That's why you're doing this, to create a new era to your life, a new sort of, I know this sounds crazy to say, but a new ending to your life, a new chapter of your life, where I didn't feel that urgency before. So I think, thinking about it right now, I think it is the urgency that propels me forward, because it's like Wendi and I've talked about this. If not now, when?
Yeah.
It is that line that keeps reiterating in my brain, and I say, okay, right? If not now, when? So I agree with you, Lord. I think it's time to bring those things out as well. Not that we have to focus on it, but I think we need to start at that point and come to realize the challenges and figure out strategies to keep ourselves moving forward. And one is the community of women that keep moving us forward.
Right. Well, I think that what came up and what has been in my mind, and I think very relevant in this conversation I had with this woman, Nancy, was that I think that we represent, the three of us represent women who are very much were actively involved in living lives that are very engaged. And we take care of ourselves, and we connect with others, and we do a lot of things to intentionally to bring meaning to this time of life for ourselves. And we're sharing that with others. And so it was brought up that, that's a lot of positivity, and that is so important. And there's an importance for the realities too. So not to just negate what's really happening. And I'm talking with our starting with how we are physically and things that are happening, but then it, going to this book, branching out to really how our society is viewing what's happening as we get older. So there's lots of pieces.
So book, just so everybody knows, that I tripped across the book, and it is amazing because I do the audiobook. So this is what it looks like, and I got it on Audible, and I listened to the whole thing. And I think what he's a doctor. He's like the multi-million-dollar consultant. This guy, Alan Weiss, has made more money than anybody in consulting for some reason, but he has such a handle on age. I mean, Lori, can you agree? He says things like,
do you see what it says? It says scam likely. Somebody's trying to call you. Just hit disconnect.
Sorry.
Look what it says.
Decline. There you go.
Okay. All right. There she is. Okay. Go ahead.
You are. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few interesting things that he says. He says a million interesting things, but they almost are like sparks that come, in your brain, and kind of going against the rule that we have here, like tribes hang together. Let's build a tribe of pro-agers, blah blah blah. He's basically saying, be careful. Don't hang out too much with people that are of your age. Hang out with people that are younger. Surround yourself with people who are younger, so you are involved in so you're not sitting around talking about your arthritis or your upcoming colonoscopy or whatever it might be, because you get into these conversations when you're hanging with people of your own age, and you start to moan and groan and do things like that. if you hang out with people that are younger, you get their energy, it revitalizes you. It makes you feel younger. And I've always found that to be very true.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he also, I don't know, I should have, there was a lot of things I wanted to write down because they would make great memes on Instagram or on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Just very wise. And the guy that reads the book, which is not the actual guy, which I was wrong about that, but he's pretty enthusiastic and he reads it like it's really him. So pleasure to listen to if you're a person. I'm not a reader. But it just really outlines so many things, especially when it comes to if you're looking to reinvent yourself, if you're looking to get another job, if you're looking to have a different career. I mean, through everything and made me feel pretty good, actually.
Yeah. We lost Meri for a second with poor connection. You know what? I think that there are a lot of books that are, there are a lot of books and more every day that are discussing different perspectives and aspects of this. And listen, this is a hot topic and a hot time. Can Meri hear me still? Can Meri hear me?
Yeah, we just can't see you, Meri.
Okay. So Meri, when Wendi was talking about him discussing, being with younger people, you were talking about this event being multi-generational, and that it just made me think of that when Wendi was talking about that. And
if like in the workforce, like currently I'm trying to kind of figure out, me personally, I have a lot of issues going on right now, so everything is up in the air. But I'm like, I started off the show saying, that's where I kind of got the not epiphany, but thought that he talks about it. What I really like about this book, now I have said in the past that I think John Tarnoff has a great book, Boomer Reinvention. I've met John a few times. John is the nicest guy in the world, but his approach, I feel, is extremely narrow. It's it's a coaching approach where do these things I'm going to tell you to do, and it's not about networking. It's really not about your resume. It's about defining who you are, what your strengths are. But Alan Weiss goes further into that self-awareness of what your wisdom really means in today's marketplace and how to go about extracting that, right? And then offering that as, but more so about understanding it. Understand it. It's like I have a hard time understanding my wisdom because after 28 years of doing what I'm doing, and I know so much, it's hard to boil it down into something that I say, okay, here's what I do. It's like it's very difficult to figure that out. Right?
But Wendi, you have, even in our conversations, you've been, I've watched you go from sharing about what you've done in your past and everything, but you've kind of honed it down into something that's like a beautiful offering right now, and timely and perfect. So I think you are able to do that.
Right? I listened to the book, and Meri, he talks a lot about ageism. Also, it's interesting because I definitely feel that I could not have come this far, even on Instagram alone, without working with the millennial fabulous Tamara Jones that I work with, because I do everything on my page, but she puts it on the page sometimes. I've learned a lot now, so I can do it. But at the beginning, I'd have to explain to her, and she'd say, okay, this is how you do it, and she would teach me. So the two together, sort of made the team. And now, this is interesting because I was approached by a jeans company called Gen 7, and they've created jeans that fit the older woman a little more comfortably. And I went up to the showroom, and they're really cool. They're 7 for All Mankind, and I'm going to be doing collabs with them. And then this other, and she's a 32-year-old a woman, and we sat there and we talked, and she taught me things. I might have, taught her a couple of things.
Yeah.
So interesting. And now I'm doing that with a jewelry company as well. And she's also a younger woman. So I do find that exhilarating. I find it so interesting that they want to be a part of what we are doing. So slowly it's coming together, and slowly the companies are, getting involved a little bit more, because we always said, we're not the market that they're looking for. But here and there, they're picking and reaching out. So I'm finding this really interesting and really fun.
I think, Meri, I think that really kind of has to do from a marketing perspective. You have to look at, okay, here's my brand, and let's say we're a jewelry line or we're a jeans line. They can target all day long the millennials or the Gen Xers or whatever.
Right.
But when there's 50 million boomers, let's say boomers, I hate to use that word, but when there's 50 million of us and growing, they're kind of like ignoring a huge population of people. So it only makes sense that now they become a little bit more old school in their thinking, right? It never used to be, oh, we're only going to design jeans for younger people, or we're only going to design jeans for millennials or for Gen Xers or for, mom jeans. I mean, what are mom jeans? I wear, my favorite jeans are straight leg Abercrombies that my husband bought me by mistake on sale.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, this is my point in saying that from a marketing perspective, you have to treat us, us people who are between 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, because our spirit and our mindset, we are not old, and nor will we be old very soon, because we have that 20 to 30 year lifespan thing that we all talk about. That means that if 60 is the new 40, then that is how we think and feel about ourselves. That's not pulled out of thin air somehow. That is pulled out of kind of marketing, right? I truly believe that, and I make the joke that 60 is the new 40, 28 is the new 8, and that's why our 8-year-olds still live at home with us.
Oh, that's so
Right. And it's totally understandable, and that's why we go, it's okay, honey, I'll take care of everything for you. I swear. But the reality is that they're waking up to this closed-minded ageism mentality. Is they're waking up and saying, wait a minute, because of Instagram pages like yourself, where you are a pro-age woman, but yet you're highlighting all this really cool fashion, Meri, right? My Instagram, by the way, I do need to make this announcement. It is 522 followers. Isn't that less than the last time we spoke?
No, that's more.
Okay. Well,
that's more. I have more now too.
7.
I think it was under 5 the last time.
It was. Mine has last week was up to 714 and then went back to 680, and now it's back up to 705 or something.
All I have to do is post one of Ben's pictures on there, like you took, Lori, and it'll shoot right through the roof.
I know, but as we've talked about regarding that, it's the quantity and it's who we're attracting, and I do appreciate the community.
Going, because of all of all of these things that are happening with social media and all of that stuff, because of the things that Meri's doing, the things that Barbara Warren is doing, the things that all of the age-related people are doing on Instagram, it's gaining momentum.
Yeah,
and I do think that millennials will, not millennials, but companies are starting to see, okay, they're young old people. That's all I can say.
They're, oh my gosh. Okay. I can't talk about it, but in another time, another chat, I have something else to share about this, and that's just, what's that called when you give a, what? Can you hear me?
I'm just pointing. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, what is that called when you give a shout out that you're of something that you will talk about at a future? There's a word for that.
Teaser.
A teaser. Yeah. That wasn't very good, but that was supposed to be a teaser of something for the next show.
But what
Or you don't even know what it was I was teasing? Oh, because I have a whole other kind of part of this advertising for our age group. Another part of that to talk about, but at another time.
Oh,
and then
okay.
I know that wasn't a very good teaser. I'll work on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be working on that. Yes.
It was good. We got the message. Now we're dying to know.
Thank you, Meri. Thank you.
That's a great tease.
That's
Okay.
right. Exactly. That's the reason why too. I've sort of been thinking about heading in the direction of the events and building the community, because Instagram is one thing, but I really have this desire now to bring it into the real world. I think we might have talked about this a little bit.
Yes.
I'm so happy in that direction. It makes me feel good about what I'm doing, and I really I'm so thrilled with the Instagram page, and I love doing it, but I want to bring it into reality. I want to bring it forward. I want to bring it across the country. I want to link up and really.
She's cracking me up. You're cracking me up.
Love this.
Meri, you want to know why you're cracking me up?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 minute you're talking about, I'm 67, I got to get up, I got to get in bed, I want to lay in bed, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know. But now I'm taking it forward.
Exactly. That's the propelling, I feel behind me, pushing me so forward, and then I could be laying in bed, and it's so true. This is how I vacillate. And then I say, okay, but I'm really like this, and I'm really getting old, and I'm really, is this too late? And I go through all those thoughts. I don't think it would be a normal thing if we just went through every day saying, oh,
yay,
and I have this to do and this to do and this to do while you're falling off your feet. So, I want to do it at a pace that I'm sort of comfortable with, but I'm serious. You know how they say passion moves you forward? It's the first time I feel this passion that is something beyond me, and it's just propelling me forward. And I do go through that other negative stuff, and I say, this is what I honestly do. I say to myself, okay, you have to replace those thoughts with more positive, reality-based thoughts, and you can still get up and you can still do everything. Just do it at your pace. Just do it, with what feels right to you. And that's what I'm trying to do. Really keep pushing forward, because it's so important to me, but at a pace that I can take the next day off and say, okay, now just let me work on my page, and it's more calm, and and that's what I do on my downtime, believe it or not. So there are issues. I mean, we can't deny them. There are issues. There are.
No, I'm completely with you on that, because I feel the same way. Meri, can you do me a favor? Can you mute or maybe it's me, I gotta mute this when I'm okay, because I get reverb, right? Yeah. I'm hearing myself twice. Because I'm also hearing myself on there. But if Meri wants to talk, then I'm not going to hear her. Okay, well, we're just going to chalk this show up to
what?
Figure out how to do this the right way.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
So we'll just before the next show, we'll get on the day before, and we'll test you out to make sure you're all set up.
Okay, great.
I do. My life is kind of in a state of flux right now, and so it's becoming every day I have to think, okay, I'm just in a state of flux for the next 30 to 60, 70, 80 days. But at the same time, the one thing that I always think when I wake up in the morning is, number one, of course, I'm grateful. Number two is the saying, if not now, when, is very true. But the other thing that is the one thing that is super, super important is that no matter who we are, sorry about the dinging, no matter who we are, we only have right now in this moment in our life. And, you know, we might not have 10 minutes from now. We might not have 3 days from now. Every single person in the universe has the same thing that I have. And that is the moment that I'm in right now. And I can't make it again. And I can't make more of them. I can't make another minute. I can make another dollar, but I can't make another minute. This is something that Alan Weiss says in the book. And I've heard it now a couple of times since. But that's how I kind of get through this time in my life, which is, I'm not sharing totally, and I won't. But it's the thing that's, you know, I have to be able to just say, I just got to do what I have to do right now. And I think I've gotten through my entire life that way, through financial abuse, through being in an abusive relationship when I was much younger, through raising 2 kids, through financial horrible situations, through the great and the good and the wonderful. You know, it's how you get through. It's how you get through, right? Just remember that this is really all anybody has, and that's what we do with it that counts. And when I start to feel sorry for myself, or I want to crawl into bed, which I hardly ever want to do, but crawl into bed and put a pillow over my head and say it doesn't exist. It does exist, damn it. And if I crawl into bed, I put the pillow over my head. 5 minutes later, I'm going, what the fuck am I doing? Get out of bed and take your shit. You know, I don't want to be the loser on the corner. I want to be the person that is basically like what you're saying, Meri, and what you're doing, Lori. And I want to be the person that brings people together, that talks about stuff, even if I can't talk honestly about my own shit that's going on. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. I still have something that I can teach other people, and that's what brings me my reward.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, so important. I think that what I love about my work is that I get to be I get to be helpful to other people who are struggling with where to go and how to process the thoughts that they have, or to make changes, or to come to terms with the realities of life. And there's no one way for everybody. So for everybody, we all have different values and different parts of our lives that are important, and things that can be addressed. And it's a very, very personal, individualized process. But for a lot of women, more women than men, I have found, there are such struggles that have to do with that they have a hard time even tapping into some of this wisdom that we're all talking about, focusing on things that are beautiful in a life that has been full of all kinds of things. And so for me, to assist others and to help women kind of find their own way and find their joy, however they define it. And I don't know if I really love the way that sounded, but really, I think that's really it, is such an honor. And I, so I love it. And I love that this is a focus of my work after all the years that I've been doing this. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
I think what you do is, I'm trying to get Meri back. Yeah, we can hear you. I just was wondering, people at home don't understand, or people watching, if one day when they do watch, won't understand the setup here. Lori, I think that what you do, I think that there's just something about, because you're a certified coach. I've said this before to you, that I think it's really wonderful that you're a certified coach. You're just not one of these people that are coaches. Like, I'm a life coach, it almost reminds me of like the guy on TMZ, when that thing comes up and goes, "Hi, I'm Harvey," or whatever. It's like, I'm a life coach. Everybody's a freaking life coach, but nobody has like a license to have a life, to be a, and you're certified coach. That for me, that attracted me to you. I actually even went and looked what it took to be a certified coach. Right. And it's very different than people that are just
No, I appreciate that you did that. And I will say that, it's been suggested that, maybe you want to call yourself something other than a coach, because so many people call themselves coaches. But I have come full circle, and I'm really proud to be a coach, because that is what I do. I am trained in a coaching called coactive coaching. I was trained by Coaches Training Institute, and I went through extensive study and a certification, and I continue to this day. I'm affiliated with the International Coach Federation, and am about to embark on an accreditation with them. So I take what I do very seriously, and I am continuing to study all the time. And it's, very important to me. So I do have tools that I use in a coaching relationship, and I really appreciate that, Wendi, that you brought that up and that you had checked me out. So
that's why, Lori, I that because about 10 years ago I went through Well Coaches certification and was a certified wellness coach before all that was happening. And it was not easy to get certified. It was a long process. And I remember all the coaching courses, and it's extensive work. So that you are certified, for everybody out there, it should be and is a big thing.
I think it's so important. I don't want to work with someone that just calls himself a coach. Like, sure, I can be your, like I thought, well, I could be a product coach, or I could be a marketing coach, whatever coach. But, but then at the same time, and I won't go into this, but at the same time, it really irritates me. All of this, like, well, send me your email, and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to give you a free PDF. Like, seriously, you're going to give me a free PDF. And then I'm going to charge you, I don't know, $900. But believe me, this course usually costs $4,000, but I'm going to give it to you for $900. You're just trying to make money off of my vulnerability, not mine, but people's vulnerability. So I don't respect the way that those type of coaches go about their business. And I find it so like preying on the vulnerable. Right.
Well, there are so many different ways to market. And one of the things for me that's important is that I have to market myself in a way that is aligned with what's important to me and my message, which is why I am starting to do some speaking. Because to me, if I can speak to a group and engage women in that way, it feels like a fit to what I offer and who I am. So, do
you have any events set up to speak at?
Yeah, we're going to do an event here in Los Angeles with Wing, and Lori's going to speak and give demos of the Luma Spa to everybody.
We're going to be covering all kinds of things. I can't wait. No, Meri, I don't have anything today set up. I have a couple things in the works, and so. If anybody knows of any opportunities, I welcome any suggestions. I'm actually in the process of a move right now. Also, I will talk about that next time.
Yeah, we'll have to hear about how that goes.
I'm about to go on an adventure.
Vagabond, you.
I know. I know.
I'm going to be talking about that. I can't wait to hear that also. That is
I'm going to make notes. I'm making notes so I don't forget these things.
So let's see. Okay, so this has been wonderful.
So fun.
Okay, and I'll probably do a watch party. You guys, you need to share this video to your Facebook pages, and then you can also do watch parties where if you do a watch party, you can answer people's questions or make comments as they're watching, and you can invite everyone. I just didn't do that this time, and I wasn't thinking because I got Meri on the phone here, and
we don't even get to see her pretty face. It says poor connection.
Oh my God.
I know. That's okay. Well,
no, we've got to get that straightened out. I need to see her face next time. Yeah.
It's a little difficult. But you are here, and that's what's important. And so, Lori, thank you. Lori Klieman, you can find her at, let me pull up your little thingy.
Oh yeah, you have an older web address for me, but it's LoriKliemanLifeCoach.com. It used to be Lori Klieman Life and Yoga, which still will pull up because I used to teach yoga as well. That's part of my that's part of my history and my meditation. But I took that out. Oh, are you pulling something up? But anyways, it is LoriKliemanLifeCoach.com. Or as you had scrolled, Lori Klieman Life and Yoga will also pull up my
made. So
yeah.
Good. And then Meri, you're pro-age woman, the proagewoman.com, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
And then you are pro-age woman, but I believe it's Meri to do this. Pro.age.woman.
Right.
Underscore.
And I am.
I don't know why I like the dots, but yes, they can find me any way they can. I think they can find me without the dots too. So
okay. And then for me, actually, you can see my work at cspotrun.com or wendicooper.com is basically my show and a little bit more about me. But my business really is at cspotrun.com. But don't call the number if you need me at the end of that old website because it is not a number that works, nor is the email address.
Oh, that's great. You might want to change that.
To redo my website, I haven't had that website for so long, and it's actually an HTML website, and it's beautiful, but it's old, and I do have to change it. So you can just go to wendicooper.com if you want to find me. And you can find also, everyone, 22 episodes of my podcast, which is on iTunes, Pandora, you name it. I probably will start doing a podcast again with one special guest every month because they're kind of a bear to do, and because I like to edit them and do them well. So anyway, but for now we'll be here on Facebook Live. I'll be here on Facebook Live, and the ladies will be back in a couple of weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'll have a different background.
Yeah, I'm working on my background too, but
no, because it won't actually physically be here.
Right. That's right. And I'm going to try to explore actually doing YouTube Live because YouTube Live, I'm not sure how I do the 3 people, but it's such so much better quality of a video. It's HD. It's not 720. It's just a better thing. So, but until then, ladies, I guess it's time to wrap it up.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye, Meri. Goodbye, Wendi.
Thanks, everybody. Thank everybody for listening. You can DM me if you need anything. All right, ladies. See you, alligators.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.